Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door Shutter coming back to you with episode 16 of Cave Factory. And today, you can see behind me that the machines we made last episode are gone. I have moved them, and I'll talk about that in a minute. First things first, I actually had to fix the system that our materials are going into because I forgot to put a void inside of the cobblestone drawer. This actually did get full. It had like 2 storage upgrades. I've maxed this out and put a void up here because, you know, cobblestone's always a good thing to have. But this is back on track. I let it sit for a little bit to make sure it's back on track and all that. This is kind of, you know, overflowing, but we do have quite a bit of storage and stuff on this, so that is pretty good. I don't think anything's really hitting a bottleneck. You've got like 417 nickel, so just a few things in here that are, you know, needing to get cleared out, but that's okay. Over here, you can see that the coal ore is a little bit higher than most of everything, but that is okay. So, you know, everything's going to be processing. It's going to take a minute to catch back up, but that is a-okay. So next thing is we actually need to go to the machines. So I've made an entire replica of this room, basically, besides what's behind me. It's all just flat wall. Basically, this is going to be like a machine room, because immersive engineering is a multi-block, you know, surrounding thing, and I needed a place to put these that would actually make sense. Instead of just shoving them in a corner, we're kind of just going to go up, right? So that is awesome. We're up here, and basically what we have here is a few things. So back here we have a thermoelectric generator, and the thermoelectric generator has a few things it can do. For example, one of the things is if you have a coolant on one side and a heat on the other, it will produce power. I think we've talked about this in one episode. I mean, if I haven't, you know, this is kind of just a refresher or, you know, a new thing, right? So you can actually just place water here. It could be ice, it could be packed ice, it could be blue ice, but I just put water because that's all I have access to right now until we get into Botania and things like that. So the other thing is I have a block of uranium for the heat conduction side. And the reason I have blocks of uranium is because this is kind of middle of the road. I could put lava here, but middle of the road is block of uranium, according to the book. So that is pretty cool. And all of these are connected to high voltage wires. And this all goes to a relay, and that relay then goes to a HV capacitor, and all over to these garden cloches, which we will be setting up in this episode. And these machines are kind of the main 2 components, right? So there's going to be an even split down the middle kind of thing here, where this is going to be getting a certain amount of these garden cloches dedicated to it, and then this is going to get a certain amount. And the reason is because you need seed oil, and you do need another thing. So you also need ethanol. And if we go over here, you can see that there's the show recipes button. It's kind of weird, but this is plant oil, not seed oil. Yeah, but the show recipes is like right there, which is odd. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, and you can also die by HV relays and all that stuff, so be careful around those. Pick my stuff back up and let's walk around this way. So the refinery takes that ethanol and seed or plant oil and then makes biodiesel. Then the biodiesel will be pumped out of here into this diesel generator, and we will have all of the good stuff. So first things first, let's get this stuff going. So I think I have wooden garden cloche that's actually going to be in the middle of this. Oh, well, not really, because this has 2 over here. So that middle one is dedicated to that one. Okay, so that's good. So quickly, let's look at the ethanol production. Depends on what you put in here. So tomatoes 80, watermelon is 20, potato is 80, apple is 80, and sugarcane is 80. So I could really do potato, tomato, apple, or sugarcane. I think sugarcane probably just would be easier. So let's get some sand, and let's get that in the garden cloche. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of sand. Okay. 6 pieces of sand. I think I have that, right? All right. There's 6 of those. Then we'll go grab 6 sugarcane here. Alrighty. And then we can then place this inside of here. So you just right click, throw your sand in here, and that'll be in that bottom slot. You throw the sugarcane in there, and that should be going, I think. You can definitely throw fertilizer in there. I think this might need water, so we'll have to look into that real quick. But I'm going to throw the sugarcane in here for all of these real quick. There we go. Yeah, shift clicking really doesn't work for those. Alrighty, so I think the input is like right here. Okay, so that makes sense. We can definitely get that going, but I'm just going to move on for a second. We'll get water to all of these because I'm pretty sure they're all needed. But let's look at plant oil. So hemp seeds, I think, is what I thought about this one, because 120 from hemp and all of that jazz. So like plant seeds are 80, beetroot seeds are 60, watermelon seeds are 20, pumpkin are 40, cabbage seeds are 80, tomato seeds are 60. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we're going to be doing some good old-fashioned hemp seeds. Okay, so that is hemp. So if we look at the garden cloche recipe, it will just be dirt and seeds. Okay, dirt and seeds, that's all we need. I do have plenty of those, so let's grab 6 of this. And then the dirt, which I don't actually know where it is. Good thing there's some in his chest. I don't remember if it was in the blood magic area or up here, so apparently it's up here. Alright, so we can just throw this in there, this in there, this and this. If you actually just scroll over the dirt first and then the hemp seeds, you'll be able to quickly put this stuff in here, which is a good thing to know because I probably should have realized that in the first place. Anyway, how are we going to get water in here? You're probably wondering. Well, I don't know. I think we could just do a sink. That sounds like a good bet. If you don't know what a sink is, basically it provides water to crafting recipes for cooking with blockheads, or cooking for blockheads. But you also can use it as an infinite water source, and you just pull out as much fluid as you want. So let's actually also grab this and this. And then we'll need 3 iron. I'm just going to grab 6 so I can grab a bucket of water here. Alrighty, and then we'll go fill this thing up. Okay, and then we should get a sink. And that is good. We can also quickly grab our wrench. We can take our backpack off again as well. Since I died, it auto puts it on me, which is fine. Alright, so pipe wrench. There we go. Nope, wrong direction. Up. Okay. And then we can just place this down in the ground. And I'm assuming this is what we need, right? Just water. Okay, there you go. Yeah, you can see that this is now growing. That's actually pretty cool. You can see how that's growing. And it looks like our power is doing okay. Are we losing any? 3.1. And we still have plenty over there. So let's start placing these. And we're just going to do this like so. Need to get rid of that light. Alright. And then all we need to do is quickly just throw that on there so everything can get water enough. Okay, so you can see that just infinite water source. That is awesome. 1 block infinite water source. Okay, how are we doing up here? 3.1 million, 4.0. Okay, and we aren't powering these. These might be the bottleneck here, but I don't know. And these do have like an output or like an actual slot here, which is 4, so they can hold up to 4 stacks. So that's pretty cool. These will probably take quite a while to grow compared to everything else just because it is industrial hemp. So we'll see here. I need to go grab some item pipes. First things first. Okay, so item pipes. I think we might need a little bit more of these. So let's grab some cobblestone. I also did upgrade my storage. I think this is tier 6 now, right? Yeah, okay. And then the next one is Nether Star, so I couldn't upgrade it anymore, which is fine. Alright, so item pipes. So we need to do here and here, split the difference. Oh no, that's not the input slot. That's my bad. The input slot's this one. So let's do that. Split the difference, and then put these down. Now I'll just put the pipe right there. That's okay. Okay, and then we can do this, and that should be pulling it, right? You can see that we're producing ethanol. Of course, this will not be a fast system by any means right now, right? Like, this is seeming very slow just because it's the fact that it isn't really... Like, the garden cloches are good, but they don't really have... They don't have a lot of speed to them. I mean, the more we added, the better it would probably be, but that's okay. We actually need to get rid of this hemp. So what I think we can do real quick... Let's actually knock that bottom one off. Is actually grab a drawer with a void upgrade. So let's grab 8 obsidian. Okay. And then I do believe I have a drawer upgrade thing in here, the templates. Yeah. And then we'll actually need a drawer, because that stuff will not be used inside of that, and it'll just waste space. So let's go with that, and let's go put this up there real quick. Alright, so we'll just place this like right here, and then we'll do industrial hemp, void upgrade. Alright, so let's place this right here. So everything should run into that, right? And we can do that. Okay, and we'll put like a little hole right there so we can actually access that drawer if need be. Alright, so we've got tons of that stuff. I almost just killed myself again because I walked right next to that HV connector, which is not a good idea. Blood lamp, we'll just put the light there and there. Fluid pipe out these sides. Okay, so just here, here, and here. And we'll do a quick wrench on those. And that should be producing biodiesel. Okay. So plant oil, ethanol, biodiesel. Then I really couldn't orientate this machine to actually do what I wanted to. I mean, I guess we could rotate it a few degrees, but I think I'm just going to keep it this way for right now. You know, we can just make this symmetrical by doing that. And that should be producing power, I believe. I think. Let's actually look at the book for the diesel generator here real quick, just so I make sure we're actually doing this right, because I know it doesn't have a interface. Diesel generator. Okay, so radiator blocks as well as fluid pipes and scaffolding. Arrange them in the shape shown above. Oh, so it will only run once it actually can get energy. Okay, so that is pretty cool. So if I put points up here, right, it would actually start powering everything. Okay, and I don't know, I think power is actually good. I think these things are actually powering everything. Well, I mean, they are kind of running short. So let's, here's what we can do, right? We can actually go grab some HV connectors. I don't have any on me. And we can loop this back into the main system. So everything is actually getting enough power. We know that for sure here. So let's just place this down, place the wire here, and then we'll connect to that wire relay here. And that should loop everything back in, right? So that makes sure we are able to power everything if these fail. Yeah, because see, that is almost failing. So I'm kind of curious. This has an input side, right? if I were to say put that there, put this here, put this here, would this gain power? Yes, because that diesel generator should be kicking on. Okay, which means that we've kind of created a little bit of a loop here, but that's okay. I think if we really wanted to, we could actually come back over here, and we could actually we already have all of the wire connectors we have, but we need these relays just in case here, because I don't actually know if this is in the right direction. That is outputting. So if we were to relay to over here, right? Like to this or the diesel generator. I don't want to place that there. I want to place it right here, actually. Okay. If we were to do this, so if I go iron backpack, grab my wire cutters, cut this off, okay, and then I ran this. Actually, I don't want this one here. I want it on this edge. That just makes more sense, right? Alright, so we then do there to there, there to there, if I can reach that. Right? And we can wire cutter this. So here to here. Alright? That should start powering that one. And since this has a split output, we can do the exact same thing for this one. Why did I put that wire back so far? Hold on. Cut that off again here. I don't need to put it back that far. Right, I think that should be decent enough here to make sure that this is an input side. We'll grab the HV connector, coil, and that should keep power to both of these, right? Yeah. And this will be helping a little bit, but not too much, just because this is a lot of machinery to have that stuff running off of. In all honesty, if we really wanted to, we could probably run... Actually, I think that's what we'll do. Hold on. If we take out this piece right here, and this piece right here, okay, we can leave that middle one. If we then did something like this, but I don't want that stuff to be running off of one thing, right? So I'm thinking we then do this to each side. So it's kind of like we are running this off of the biodiesel generator instead. And it'll help the garden cloches make sure they're not running out of power. I mean, the capacitors are kind of pointless at that point, but that's okay, right? Maybe. I don't know if that's going to work then. Well, what if we did wire cutters here? No, that ain't going to work. Okay, I was just kind of testing. It's fine if it doesn't work. So let's just loop this back in. There we go. That's okay. And we could probably wire cut those so they're going back to the capacitor. Okay. And, I mean, that's the system. That is a diesel generator system here. And, of course, this will produce a lot more power than we are using, so that's okay. It looks like the ethanol production is going to be our biggest problem, because it looks like the plant oil is actually a lot more, so that's okay though. We also have quests. I don't know what they are. Oh, it's the stuff from last episode. So potatoes. I did make the metal presses. Actually, there's more HV connectors and stuff. Diesel generator. high voltage transformer. If you don't know what transformers are, by the way, in this, they allow for you to go from high voltage to medium voltage, which is the HV transformer. The MV transformer goes from medium voltage to low voltage, and I don't think there's one for the low voltage. So that's pretty cool. All right, anyway, let's see here. So after all of that, we now have that kind of power system. If we really wanted to now, we can actually do like the arc furnace and stuff because we'd have enough power for that. Alrighty, so I have everything we need to make this, I do believe. So let's get going. I won't be mentioning fully what's actually used in this because it is all inside the actual book here. So you guys can look at this. I'll just like go slow on this here. All that fancy jazz. So you're probably better off just looking it up or looking at the book if you're playing K Factory. So that is pretty cool. All right, so that is a heavy block here. And then that is a thing, cauldron. Okay. Redstone. I know there's blast bricks. That looks like some light blocks here. And some heavy blocks. That should be all the heavy blocks. And I believe that is the steel blocks. This is expensive. Honestly, like this whole machine thing is expensive as can be. Alright. I'll just place all of this fancy jazz. And more light blocks. Sheet metal, more of these. Goodness gracious, this is like a weird shaped one too. I know that. I know the multi-block picture looks a bit funky. And then steel scaffolding. Oh, I guess I had too much sheet metal. That's okay. Let's grab a hammer. This, I don't know where to smack it. I'm thinking back here. I would be wrong. Oh, the cauldron. Okay. So the cauldron is where you smack it. Alright, so I'm not 100% sure how this functions. So it looks like the output is in the back. The rods will go right there, probably. I mean, like, they'll go in here. Right here, I do believe. But I'm pretty sure they should show up here. And then the power. Goodness, I don't even know how you get up on top of this thing. Hold on. Let's, no, there's where the rods go, actually. Then there's inputs on the top. I'm actually not sure where the power fully goes here. I'm not seeing it. Is that the power? I'll be right back. Okay, so from what I can tell, that is the power. These 3 ports right here are the power. Okay, that makes sense. And I didn't actually make the center with this one, which is fine. We'll get over it. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so after a little bit here, I moved the arc furnace over and I've ran power to this. I'm using 2 things here on the diesel generator to run over here and then 1 for everything else. I've also switched these to potatoes, by the way, because you produce 2 potatoes per run rather than the actual 1 sugarcane, and those were both the same ethanol content, so that is okay. We switched those out. Now we can actually throw sand into this arc furnace here, and that will produce end stone, right? Of course, these will take damage, and we'll have to get more over time, but that's okay. So our quest currently is to get 12 end portal frames, and that's what we're going for. So how to craft these is 2 end stone per, and we need 12, so we need 24 end stone and 12 eyes of ender. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm gonna let this go, and I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, so somebody suggested online to try just doing this. So I guess we'll see if this works, right? Let me take out that middle block. Don't think this is going to work either. There it goes. Okay, so there's the end. We're not going in there yet, by the way. I just wanted to place it. We're probably going to get into that in an episode or two. So, I'm going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!